Hello and welcome to Weyermann's Whimsy. Today we're going to make this really soft, pretty thank you card. We are using elements from the Very Versailles kit and also from the Gorgeous Leaves and Intricate Leaves dies. So it's a emboss resist technique, and I found the inspiration for this on Pinterest. It's a post by Split Coast Stampers, but the original credit goes to Stamping Still. So thank you very much to Split Coast for posting Stamping Still's idea. So what I've done, I've started this, but I'll show you how to do the emboss resist. I've got a 4 3/4 by 3.5 piece of basic white. First, I stamped the leaves in soft seafoam, and then I stamped over them again after I'd cleaned my stamps with the Versamark. Then I used clear embossing powder and heat embossed it. So I don't know if you can see the shine on the paper there. Now, I've done my leaves so they don't actually line up exactly over top of the ink. So you can see there's kind of a white shadow around the leaves. I like the 3D effect that gives. If you want these to be absolutely exact, best bet is to use the Stamparatus and then ink up the stamp, stamp it, clean off the stamp, use the Versamark, stamp it back down again, and they will be exactly in the right place. I like them like this, so this is how I've done it. And I'll show you really quickly how that kind of looks. To do the thank you leaf, I've stamped in the soft seafoam, and then I use the Memento ink and stamp the thank you right on there. And then I take my Versamark and my leaf stamp, and I line it up as close as I can, knowing it's not going to be exact. And it is just slightly offset. So let's close those up. I'll bring my embossing powder over. And I already have some in the tray here, so I'll just scoop up what's in the tray and tap it down over the card. Give it a good smack. And I am going to make some noise. So I apologize. You might want to mute your video. But I'm just going to heat emboss this leaf. Okay, so again, apologies for the noise. So that's heat embossed now, and I am going to cut it out with the die, but I'm going to wait until the embossing has had a chance to set up. When it's hot, sometimes it can still be a little bit malleable. So what I need to do is I'm going to take my Memento ink, and I am going to take the kind of background lettering stamp from Very Versailles. I'm going to run it through my black Memento ink, and then I'm going to stamp it down. And I'm going to keep doing that until the surface of the front of the card is covered. And what's going to happen is it's going to ink everywhere, but wherever the Versamark is, or the embossing is, it's going to not adhere. So I'm just going to take a tissue and just clean that ink off. You can see I've got smudges on my tissue. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to take Balmy Blue, and I am going to use a blending brush to add all over background color. I'm stamping off to start with, or tapping it off to start with, so that I don't get those solid circles in my card front. Now, when you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that when you're holding your paper, you're not holding over top of where any embossing has been done, because what will happen is you'll get ink on your fingers and then you'll just end up transferring it around. So that's the blending brush done. I'm going to come back in with my tissue and just wipe off those areas that have been embossed like that. So there we go. You can still see it's all embossed. And now I'm going to attach it to my 5 by 3 3/4 mat. You'll notice on this one, this is a wider edge around the card. I really like the soft seafoam in behind. Because I've heat embossed this, it's the paper's just a little bit warped. So I'm going to run Stamp and Seal around the edges. You'll notice I normally do like 3 strips down the middle or down the back, but I am now going to actually do the all around the edges. And I'm going to line this up, drop it down like that, and then I'm adhering this straight again, flat adhering. I'm not doing any dimensionals at this point. I will dimensionalize the leaf though, and then I'm going to come in here, line this up and drop it down, and then I am now going to cut out my leaf. So I'm going to put this down. I've got this set up here so that it's where I want it to be. And then I'm going to just put a sticky note on it so it doesn't wiggle. And I will sandwich that up, run it through the machine, and then we can dimensionalize it and tie a piece of the white linen thread around it to make a bow. You could do this also. You could use metallic paper to just bling it up a little bit. So I'm going to put some dimensionals on the leaf here. I'm going to put 3 of them on, and then just peel the backs off. And when I did this one, I didn't really know where I was going to put the greeting, so I found an empty space for it. Here I plan to have the greeting go down at the bottom here. So I've got that done. I'm just going to take my piece of linen thread and tie a bow. And see if my bow tying skills hold true, and I'm actually able to do this the first time around. There we go, look at that. So I'm just going to adjust my bow loops for size, and then I'm actually going to trim off the longer end here so it's more in line with the shorter end. So there we go. There is our thank you card made with the Very Versailles and the Gorgeous Leaves stamps, some clear embossing powder, soft seafoam and balmy blue, as well as some linen thread. So thank you so much for watching today, and let's create together again soon.